Okay, showing a little bit what's going on here. We've got a fence post that was rotted at the ground level, but otherwise the fence is in pretty good shape, or at least reasonably decent shape. And one of the things we're looking at for cost-effective and fast repair are these Simpson Strong Tie E-Z menders. Now, you can kind of get away with just using one, but the proper way to do it is put two of them in on opposite sides of a fence post. Now, this is a privacy fence. We're going to have to get permission from the property owner on the other side to put this in, but we'll show how this goes. Basically, you just kind of shove it right up against the old the fence posts. They usually break right at ground level. As we hammer that in, it reinforces the fence post. So if you want to do that, you know, I can. All right, yeah, you go ahead and hammer that. There, I'll hold it. And I'm going to set the camera down, we'll get it all the way in there. Okay, so with these put in, I'd like them to go deeper, but every once in a while you're going to hit the concrete on the other side. But once this is, you've got one on each side, it's pretty damn rigid. I mean, that's just springing right back when I shove on it. And so that's what we do. As far as whether it's more or less work than digging out the old post and putting one in, kind of hard to say, but it's a cleaner job. And it's a little more, I mean, it's pretty permanent. It's $10 for each one of those strong ties. And so, you know, you're adding $20 a post if you were going to do this on a brand new fence installation. But, you know, it means that you're kind of rot proof. But if you know, it's steel bottom post, you're cladding the post in steel, you're probably not going to do it unless it's necessary. So the other thing that happens is when you have a privacy fence thing, we got the older fence brackets up here, you know, a lot of their purpose was when a fence was first being assembled, but when the boards are on here, they bridge that gap. So when we eliminate those two brackets down there to make room for the strong ties, we're still going to put some screws in at an angle to give us a little bit of rigidity there. But don't forget, when the boards go back up, we've got that. Now, the other thing that's a little buggeroo is these things are going to stick out. Now, you can just kind of flatten those out a little bit with a sledgehammer. We're not going to do that. It's an older fence. I'd rather have that little bulge down there and be able to maybe allow these people to reuse these at a later time. Because once you flatten those down, you're pretty well done using those things. And if you don't have a way of driving big lag bolts, of course you can put smaller screws around that. Once we put the big lag bolt in, though, that's strong and it tightens everything up. 8-digit PDX signing off on the Handyman Adventures. Okay, so that's what it looks like done. Now, if there was a less aggressive piece of concrete down below, I'd like to pound these down deeper. As it is, you know, it's an old fence, but we're trying to make it solid. And if we, let's see here, you know, if we shake that, it's really, really solid once everything's in there, and never going to have a problem again. So over here, I think somebody had replaced the post. But you can see that with the steel reinforcements on both sides, they come up at that little bit of an angle when they pound in. And then when you pinch them together with the screws to hold it initially, and then I use the lag bolts to really give it the strength. And we don't want to go too crazy with additional screws. There's a lot of slots on there if you want to put additional screws in there. The thing is, every time you put additional screws and nails in there, you're introducing the possibility of more rot. So, you know, there's a limit to how much we're going to do that, especially when we're talking about structural integrity on what's left. And of course the fence post might continue rotting, and if it does, the steel is going to be all that's left, but that's fine. The steel would hold it for a long time. And so, you know, that's the faster repair. As far as it costs versus replacing a whole post, it's about $22, $23 in materials for something like that. And so, well, that